Hey, guess who? I proper Bradley Bradley flunked my phone yesterday. Oh, I had to leave it to dry out. I thought it was completely shot to pieces. It fell in that thing in the garden, didn't it? And then it might still be actually. And I was still, lucky for me, I could still film. But then the screen, I couldn't do. Oh, it kept jumping. I couldn't use the keys at all. I know it was me saying the other day, I need new keys, mate. I didn't mean these ones. I was meaning my, stop talking. Anyway, and then it wouldn't charge. It's like remove charger, and then it's like the charge. I left it to dry for like 20 minutes, and it still wasn't. So I left it, and I just tried to put it onto charge this morning, and it's just. I got 34 charge on literally in 5 minutes. It's like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. But I still don't know if it's going to work properly. But you know what? Genius. I've got my scrubs on today to go with my mollywogs. It's what are they called? Molly flogs. And and I've done so much good stuff since yesterday, and I was so sad I couldn't tell you about it. I don't know where to start. Let's go and start upstairs. I neemed the entire house with neem oil yesterday just to see if it helps with the mozzies. So this was fun. Don't spoil it. The dog kept licking it off the floor. I was putting little crosses under the bed just so that the smell should go up and raise, I was... It's like glass. Kicking glass. Once you start buying neem? To see if it works anyway. I just wiped a bit around the windows. I'm thinking partly because of the mozzies and everything at the moment. But I even did this. It's like, I was going to post a picture, but I couldn't. I put a cross on the wall above the bed. Can you see it? Permanent fixture in it. Painted with neem. And did some under the dog's bed as well. Just to see. I did a bit on the furniture. So, it's amazing, isn't it? Because I was doing a French polish with neem. I was getting deep into neem yesterday. So I did that. Sweet around again. That's why I had the windows open after a thunderstorm. Everyone's going, she's got deep trust in that neem, mate. She's got deep trust in the neem. She's got windows open just after a thunderstorm. Deep trust. Only briefly, I just let the... I kept my bedroom door shut. There was one mozzie in the bathroom. I saw it. I nearly fed it to Agatha, but I thought, no, do you know what? That spies in it was bruising. That was so funny as well. She was out loads yesterday running around, and she's out again today. That means she wants feeding or what? She did want feeding anyway. She was sitting on I want feeding rock, so we bruised her. We didn't feed her. And then I fed the dog. And she could see, I'm sure she could see it, because I wanted to look at her. She pretended to die. It's like, what? You are just... She rolled on her back. She was like pinging around on this little bit of web thing at the front. I was watching her doing all this like deep spider positioning. When she just lay on the floor in a crumpled heap, I thought, you little git, you know what? You want me to go and poke around and see if you're okay and take you out and throw you in the bin, and then you just run off up the road. But you can't really see her now. I don't know if she's gone actually. Oh, she's back on her rock. There. I got her medicine light out yesterday, the UV lamp, and she sat in that, but for a bit. I kind of wanted to leave it on longer last night, but I'll do it in a minute when I decide. That spider, he said the spider needs bruising. And my spider mate, she knows about bruising spiders. What else have I done? I've done some great... I don't know where these shoes in the garden. I did yesterday, though. When it was... Stop. Anyway. I was thinking, I planted those sweet peas I was on about yesterday, the blue mammoths and the harlequin ones with petunias, and I was whining about the petunias and everything. I just felt like doing it because I didn't know what to plant them, and it's like I always moan about petunias, like begonias. I always moan, begonias. But then I bought loads last year and had them in window boxes, and I had to take them down because the spiders were nesting in it. But and they dried, and then it got too heavy and started toppling over. But I just set them in pots. I'll show you. I just set them in pots, and then because I was basically getting bored of putting everything in pots, so I just put the sweet peas in the middle, in 3 different pots, because there was 3 different sets. And then because the seeds was like it's probably meant to be like this. It's probably designed on purpose in like 2, like a cellophane thing, and one end's got sweet peas and the other end's got the begonias that go with it. Not begonias, what are they called? Petunias. So I put them in. I thought, oh, maybe they're meant to go in together. So that's what I did. I put the sweet peas in the middle, and then I put the petunias just around the outside. They're only in small pots at the moment, but if they grow, I might move into bigger pots. And I was thinking I could have one outside the back window here, so I can sort of trade it around the window a bit on the shelf, and then maybe put one round the Marriott bike. I just put one around the window actually. I was finding places for things. You want to see where I did it, so you trust me. I didn't just throw them around in the garden like a lazy girl. No, they're special. I want to watch them growing. I have to hide my sweet peas away. I had a sweet pea cupboard. They were laughing at me in Fawns the other day, scorns they called it, some people. And it is the sort of shop, you need a guide to go in that shop, like a spirit guide. It's like a maze. You can't go robbing in that shop. It's like you never find your way out. People go there first time, it's like, what? This place is amazing. You find things you never even knew you think you needed. There they are. There's the sweet peas and petunias. And there's, what's under there? I think that's stocks. I know I put lids on those. I just protect my stocks actually. All the pots are drowning in the rain and the thunderstorm. One load of earth's completely washed away, so I was covering things up in a quite drastic manner. This is one of the things I was going to show you. I made one of these, because this pot here, this blue one, is just, I think it's supposed to stand another pot inside. There's no hole in the bottom. I have thought about drilling holes in it before, or just, I just ended up cracking it probably, and haven't got a drill. So what I did, on a whim, was just hang this, I know, this old bit of dog bed over it. And it just, what them pump, well, it's not called a pump, it's got a proper name, hasn't it? But it works on hydraulics. Gravity. So that if the higher buckets, you do it when you're making wine, don't you? With a pipe and siphoning petrol, I suppose. You're that sort of person. And they get from higher, because it goes lower and it makes it go down. So I just put that in, and it drained out all the water. It's like, oh my God, yeah, I'm so wise. I didn't think of doing that before. And then I felt like a proper German wizard. I did the same thing in the fridge, because the little hole at the back doesn't seem to work, and it just fills up. I cleaned the fridge yesterday, so I've put a bit of string out, and Mark's going, yeah, I know all the fridges like in New York. Like, yeah, but it's only New York, mate. This is Norwich. So I done it, and I checked it this morning, and that's worked too. So there's not like an inch of water in the bottom of my clean fridge. It's going into a bowl. It's like, oh, seriously. I'll show you. It's clean. It is clean. I cleaned it. With what? Well, baking powder and bicarbonate soda and apple cider vinegar. But it's supposed to be fridged bicarb on you, so it takes out the stink or something. But it is, I'll show you, that the string it's just hanging there, and it goes into that bowl. That's just the string I had. So, and there's water in the bottom. I can't really show you. That saved me £1, doesn't it? I might save you £1 as well. Or in a fridge or something. Or a landfill. I was pretty chuffed. Spider made me laugh yesterday, doing that. She had fat legs as well. I know she has got fat legs. It's like how'd she manage to blow her legs up? They look like wings. Her front ones. She was just what? She was just doing her body posing. Hello. I give her. I cleaned the front room as well. I just put like a cap of neem in, or 2 caps maybe, in a bucket of hot water with some, I was just using carbolic soap. I did rub some on my hands. I did all the floors. The squidge, it's got in. It doesn't care that much, but you know what? I've got the doors open. Or they're probably hatching out of the washing. I don't know. So that's that anyway. And take and show you. I pulled down the garden in the front. It doesn't look. I put the chairs up on the table like when you work in a restaurant. You have to sweep the floors. I'm giving them mice. I didn't see the mice at all yesterday, so maybe they scream for neem. I don't really know. Maybe it's just a shocking new smell. What was that in the purple salt? Dogs got fleas. Maybe the mice cleared off because they just heard that I was going to give them fleas, but I'll attack with the flea comb for a bit and see how it goes. If not, I'll go to I'll go Sket's. I guess Sket's Tower. Yeah, I've got Skate dog, mate. Can you give me some of this? The dog's got the Sket's. I need some powerful drugs for this dog flea. I'm caving in. I don't have to buy a new phone now. Right. You don't need to see where I've pulled the wall down. What you do, actually, I started to do it. That's right. I forgot, actually. That's something else that happened that was fun. When I was taking down the front wall, which I'm going to try and put up again, because it's supposed to be like a trough to grow things in. Just, cramming all the growing space you can. Do deep enough with carrots in it. Well, I had tomatoes growing it last year with broad beans. But then it all just fell down because I didn't do it properly. You know me. I was doing prototype. Let's see if it works. Anyway, round and round and round we go. There was like things growing, seeded from last year, which I took out. I think some of it's spinach. It's a bit hard to tell sometimes if it's spinach or that balsam, that Himalayan balsam or whatever it's called. So I've stuck some of that in a pot, just in case. It likes to be wet, otherwise it shoots. Or something dark. So I don't really know what it's going to do, to be honest, but I brought it around. I also found, I think it's Nemesis that's seeded. And that, I was talking it up the other day, that carrot fly plant, I stuck a little bit around the front. I think I snapped it off the one that was around the back that seems to have just done a wally. Because I think there's blackfire on the broad beans. Not loads, so I just stuck a bit around there. It was and I found 2 little bits of that growing. I believe, or maybe 1. I'm not sure. So I've stuck it in that pot anyway and made a wish. Hopefully, I've got some more of that come through. I planted the mesa there that I bought the other day. That's the other one. I showed you that. It's not really coming on any further. I looked at the pak choi and I think, been eaten by a slow walking tail with some of it because it's just been chewed off to the ground. So I covered them up and I think they'll probably come through again, but I stuck some more in, a few more, and I put a couple of lines of stocks down there. Shut up, Dolly. And one down there just to see if they come up. I can always move them. I think I put a few at the back as well, a few around the corner. Shut up, Dolly. And then I just played hidey with them. They probably all washed away. Actually, they won't have washed away in the rain because I stuck little... I'll tell you what I did. We don't need to. I used an old pen as a dibber because it's got like... it was an old Stabilo. Like, we don't use... because they've got like a depth thing, haven't they? So it was about 1 inch deep. That's too deep for stocks. Wow. Inch stocks, mate, that's what. All I'm saying is they shouldn't have just been washed off with the surface ridge. I was worrying about just that second it came to me. I've got to cover the green beans. They haven't gone. That one's been chewed. But those two seem okay, which is good. I need to pull through this bit probably because there's no light. And that's that. Hey, look! She's come through. I moved that old foxglove that was by the pond, stuck it in a pot. I was going to put it out the front, but in the pot. I've put it there for now. I can put it around the front later on when I've sorted it out a bit. I have asparagus. I want to talk about that. Everything stinks of asparagus. It's like, not actually asparagus, but if you eat asparagus, it makes a whey smell. Everything smells like that at the moment, sort of. So I took all the soil out of here and started to pull this down. I left that bit because I know what it is. As you can see, and that's what I used in those pots yesterday. But look, all this moss is growing. That's pretty nice. So I'm saving these bits. I think that's just a sycamore. But I put loads of seeds in this maybe. When I made this plaster stuff up, I filled it with like a load of old seeds that I didn't know what to do with. So some of them may still grow through. I took the parsley that was growing in there, shoved it down there for now. Didn't know what else to do with it. And started to ram some of it round the corners, it needs cleaning up a bit. Mostly because of the moss. I'm hoping the moss might carry on growing. Leaving little hidey spaces in it for things like the spiders. So I did that yesterday. Oh yeah, took the hanging basket down, took it around the back for a walk. A Medusa holiday. So I left that out in the rain yesterday, so I had a good soaking while I decided what to do with it. I think I could stick it up on this tree, a small one. And I'll sort it out a bit more. That's about it really. I got blue and green scrubs on. I can't remember which ones to put on. It's been a long shift. I just grabbed whatever there was. How much time have I spent at theatre? Enough. There's keys in there as well. I don't know, they've all come up with the weather. I poke them down again. Go back down. Stephen will be out. Are they peas or are they them other things? Nasturtiums. I put little nasturtiums in the other day, didn't I? I think they're peas. I can always take the hanging basket down and stick it in the bucket if they grow, because they're a nuisance to keep wet, aren't they? Or replant them somewhere else. I just take the whole mat out, stick it somewhere. These ones had come up as well that I put in the other day in this old fig jar. They're shooting. Look. Go back under the ground, stupid pig. Oh shit, I snapped his root off. Stop messing around with them. That's why they all keep... The mouse keeps coming, because they smell of your fingers. I think that's all, really. For now. Check around here. The ants got wet, and I think of covering them up. No, that's fine anyway. And then I chucked some more of them different fig seeds. I just threw a bit on the floor. I felt like doing it. Usually throw the whole thing on the floor. Well, I know figs are really like they spread, don't they? But I've just chucked it on there, so I'll be able to like dig it out when it comes, if it comes. Stick it in something else. I don't know, I'll put that if it does go in somewhere else. Look how much stuff I've scrambled in. Clean it up, it'll look a lot nicer. It's not, the show's not for ages yet then. What am I going to do with that old thing? Well, I told you, didn't I? I need to find another bit of old plank, a stronger bit that's not rotted through yet, and probably just lay it over the top, and then I can throw some seeds. The dog likes to lay there. That's why she's got fleas. Well, she's a bog witch dog, so. So there. It's the pigs. Oh, yeah, that's what else I need to do. I need to stick some holes in the bottom here, don't I? So that drains. Because all this rain is going to definitely rot. The carrots, I think, started to come up. That I put in that diamond the other week. Look, I don't know if you probably can't see them, but I can see them coming through. That's another bit of old clover come up. I put down here some of that organic manure before, but that was a clover one. I put it, and it didn't seem to do anything at all. But there's a bit, I think it's clover come up there, which is lucky, unless it's, I don't know. Also strange. I planted the kale deep. I did it in 2 shoots actually, because I did deep holes. I don't know, I was just trying to hide some of it. And then I did a second hole on top of it. Let's see what happens to them. That one went in not quite so deep, but I just, I don't really know. So there, Christmas tree looks nice. Look, its little green things have all come along. It's enjoying this weather. I love this Christmas tree. Do you remember why? Because when we first came back, Daft One came back before he started doing his YouTubing. He'd just moved back here, and there was, do you know what? The house was even worse a state than it is now. I know. I'd have a TV. I didn't have any internet. I had no computer. I had nothing at all. And he'd come. Well, nothing. I mean, literally nothing. And he came back to live in this drain place. I don't even have the internet, did I? And for the first Christmas back, he just said, I don't, because we had no money for anything, like usual. I don't mind as long as we just have a nice, just sit together and have a nice dinner, which ended up being fun as well. But we bought this Christmas tree, and I let him choose it because there was always a big thing in our family about choosing the Christmas tree, and it was like, basically, I like to do it, so I let him choose the Christmas tree, and I just let him choose it, and I got so inside because he chose one that was already in a bag. It's like, well, you can't see the shape of it, but I had to let him just do it and not say anything, and it was the wonkiest Christmas tree ever. But it reminds me, but I love it for that reason. And it's just grown up even wonkier, but I like it so much. And then I couldn't bring it in. I kept it in a pot because I was going to bring it in, and then when I did bring it in the next year, because it'd been against a wall or something, it was all brown on one side. It's like, well, I'm not having that house. I know, our Christmas tree Hitler, to be honest. I have got better as I've got older, and so then I put it in the ground, and it's like, I know they get really big. My granddad had one in his garden, but I'll keep it cropped. I'll keep it dwarfed-ish, maybe. When we lived in Bishop Stortford, that they planted, I don't know, probably in the 50s or something, as a small little tree, and it was about 30 foot high in the front garden. 40 foot high? I don't know, it's tall anyway. I do know they get tall. I was going to plant that one at the top of the stairs, but I think it's try anyway. It just died. See if I can recapture it. It would be a dream come true. I want to do that one. I'll put it in the front garden probably, and then I can leave in a pine wood. Yeah, anyway, it reminded me of Charlie Brown. Well, I remember watching when I was little. It was that really scrumpled stick Christmas tree. So, which was pretty good. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out what a lot of these plants are. So, just wait and see. Be patient. You'll know soon enough. I stuck that in there. That other plant that looks a bit like the Mesa, but different. Bring this. Oh, they want to be in the dark, don't they, for a bit? The sweet peas and things. Just bring them out. Why did I told you why I put them in pots, because I want to. Well, I haven't got the big pots that I want to put them in yet, and I didn't have enough soil, so I just put them in small pots, and I'll just lift the whole thing out into a bigger pot when I find what I'm going to put it in. A trough, I might put it in that trough I've got out the front, with gourd in the other end or something. I don't know. That won't be in. I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet. So that's the pots I had, that's the soil I had, and that's what I did. So stop just edging at me. Let's bring that one out again. That old freesia. It's trying to do something. It's trying. Look. That one stopped trying, but there was one in this hanging basket out the front. That one's come through again, and there's a bit more Nemesa and another old pot rose. So, and I don't know what this is, if it's brass or what, or a bulb. I've no idea actually. It's pretty fun. You know what hanging baskets are like, you just shove things in them. There's a bit of Nemesa, I think. I'll shove it back in there, see what it does. Smashed off in the rain. Cover it up. Oh. Cover it up later on. The other thing I did was, like, all this water that's been collecting around in the rain and different things that have just been left lying about, is tipping it into the watering cans when it's not raining. So next time it rains, it can fill them up again. Because I haven't got a water bar at the moment, and it might just be enough to tide me through. I'll just go there for now. That plant drowned yesterday. There was nothing in it. The soil had all gone. There's 2 plants laying in the bottom, so I stuck them somewhere else. There's another freezer actually. Just managed to grow from somewhere. Yeah, look, another freezer's come up, I think, from last year. I think it was just a stick that snapped off and I stuck in. Which is funny, because half of them have just not done anything. They just died. The actual plants died. Just died. I don't know which one's which now, so I can't sell bits and say this is this one or that one. Mind you, I've still got the labels when the flowers come. I could probably work it out if I had enough time. Take that out. That's drowning. I don't think there's anything in that pot, to be honest. Stephen the Dart's mouse probably ate the seeds. They've not grown yet. They probably never will, but you never know, they might. Bring them out, please bring them out. I've only got one more minute, and then I'll have to get dressed probably. I'll be off duty for 5 minutes. So hey, that looks like a little caterpillar. I don't know what these all are though, so at the moment. And this is that courgette that died, but I squashed it back in. I snapped it. I don't know what it's going to do. If I shoved it in the dark, I'm going to put it back in the dark actually. Just, you know what, it's in resus. That's it then. That's up to 330809.